So that as soon as she sits down, they get straight.
Today we are celebrating birth of Christ. Which was a very big event in the realm of human awareness. As you know, that when he is born in the Agya Chakra, he sucks the ego and superego. That's the conditioning within us and our ego. Such a great happening has taken place about 2000 years back. But today is the time for us to utilize that great advent on this earth. To understand Christ, first of all, we have to know that he was just nothing but Omkara. He was just made of vibration. And that is why he was resurrected. And he was detached because of his very nature. And so we too have to understand that we have to be detached first from our thoughts. And that, as you know, is achieved if you know how to forgive others. But there's another very subtle attachment people have, that those who are born in Christian religion think that Christ is their own and that he resides in their pocket. On the contrary, it's just the other way around, that he has nothing to do with them and is against them. As Christ has said, you will be calling me Christ, Christ, and I will not know you. So, it is important that Christians should never think that Christ is our own and that he is our, because all your life you have lived like Christians. Actually you have not. You have not lived like Christians. So those who have not lived like Christians, only have taken the name of Christianity, are not in the real sense the people who follow Christ. So now we have to change ourselves and follow him in our lives. Unless and until we imbibe him in our lives, we have not understood the greatness of his advent. Just because we are Christians or so-called Christians, to believe we have much to do about him and to be identified with him is absolutely wrong. And that's what I warned you before, that we have to imbibe all his qualities. It was a living example of a very great advent, that he came on this earth and led such a pure and a holy life. Try to develop your purity and holiness and a powerful holiness and a powerful auspiciousness which does not get contaminated but fights whatever is anti-God, whatever is anti-Christ. So today is a day where we are celebrating his birthday again, and on this day let him be born within us. Let him be born in our character, in our behavior, in our temperament. He was a detached man, not attached to material things, nothing of the kind. He lived like a carpenter's son, in a very uncomfortable life. Absolutely. And he never bothered about small things of life. Actually, a carpenter's house is one of the most dangerous place to live in, because you have all kinds of nails, you have all kinds of funny type of instruments that you use. Any day you can topple onto anything and can get hurt. And there's hardly any place where you can sleep. The whole place is filled with wood, and people mostly sleep on wood. But just the other way around, we, the so-called Christians, are so particular about our comfort. And it's very easy for us to condemn others. It's very easy. It's something so absurd. I mean, it's so absurd. You see, anything, they'll go, say, to a marketplace, oh, it's horrid. They'll go to someplace, they'll say, that's bad. What about you? What is within us? Just see within yourself. And this is the thing we have to develop now. We have to cleanse ourselves from within. You have to be uncomfortable with yourself, not in without. You have to be uncomfortable with what bad things we have within ourselves, and not from without. Take your attention from outside inward, as Christ lived a life which was inward. He was not living outside. He was living inside himself. And that's what we have to today understand on this day, that our new birth should take us inward. Our worry should be for our inward comfort and not for outward comfort. Like yesterday, if you didn't like the picture, it's a good sign that you can't live with dirt and filth. But that is still outside. Well, what about the inward dirt and filth? What about the inward thoughts that are contaminating us? What about the silly ideas that are still on our heads? Take them away. Throw them away. And be again born like the lotus, like Christ, who all his life lived like this, died for us and was resurrected. So we have such a great example to be imbibed within ourselves, in our character, in our lives. This is, I'm saying again and again, because we really get confused. We think if we have a sort of a passport, we are all right. No, that's not so. It's the becoming within yourself of Christ-like behavior. And the greatest of all is forgiving. Forgiveness. The forgiveness, which is so lacking in us, you see. Unless and until we develop that, this ego has to go away. If you have to be Christians, we have to be ego-less. And that's what one has to understand, that when we talk of Christ's birth, such a beautiful time, though he was born in complete discomfort. He could have born in a king's place. He could have born anywhere. But why he did it? Because he knew that when Christians will come, they will see the best beds for themselves, the best houses for themselves. And little bit here and there they won't tolerate. They'll be shouting for little things. The carpet is spoiled, and this is spoiled, and it's so low-minded. So, for you, it is important that you must rise higher. Higher, and see how he was born in the manger. In such an uncomfortable place, where there were all kinds of cows and cow dung and everything was spread there. And he just didn't bother. He just got his birth in a place which you would not like to even visit or to sit there. And the mother cleaned the whole thing for him. And he was born there, a sparkling star of the heavens, to cleanse it. Because if you are clean, you clean others. So, this today, the great day of his advent, let us celebrate in this great country of yoga, especially this Bhumi of Pune, which is the Punya Bhumi, that the auspiciousness, the holiness, and the complete detached temperament of Christ we are going to imbibe within ourselves. And we are going to live like real followers of Christ and his life. Today you are Sahaja, so you have no caste, no custom. You have you have no religion now. Now you have only one universal religion, that is Sahaja. And there Christ is worshipped. Everybody worships Christ because he came not for one person, 2 persons or 10 persons. But those who worship him must express his character, his life. As a materialist, how can they talk of Christ as just character, because there was no material thing in his body. He had no matter in it. He was just vibration. That's how he walked on the water. So how can materialists ever claim anything about Christ as consciousness? This is the problem one faces when one sees how we are juxtaposition of what we proclaim. Now, this is the part which we have to achieve. And once you achieve it, you'll be amazed that God looks after. How a flower flourishes in the wilderness, how it gets its water, how it is looked after, how it is so beautiful. It's not for us. In the same way, when you become that beautiful being, which is the Spirit, you are looked after. You get all the blessings, all the joy, because the source of joy is that. Absolutely. But when you cover it with your ego, that joy you cannot. So just try to clean that ego somehow. See your ego, oh Mr. Ego, you are there, get out. Take it out with affection, with kindness towards yourself and towards others. Try to rise higher and higher into that realm which Christ has created for us, in the limbic area where it is the kingdom of God. May God bless you all, that you follow his life and imbibe all his qualities within yourself. I am also your mother, and I am here to teach you all those things and to tell you how to do it. And you have to see to it. How I am detached, in the same way try to be detached. You try to please me by giving me this and that, but you know I am very detached. I don't understand attachment. I don't understand attachment. And I just sometimes smile at people when they try to say, Mother, we would like to give you this, that, all right, give, but I am not attached. I cannot get attached. There's nothing that is within me that can stick onto anything. Nothing. I am just a moving force of Kundalini. How can I stick on anything? I am just moving all the time. So it is not possible for me to get attached to anything. In the same way, you just get inside this force and move with me, and just forget about all the rest of the things which stop your progress. You must progress with dignity. You must rise. I'm sure it's going to happen. This time people have been very sensible, they have been least critical, though some are still like that, doesn't matter. But most of them have been very sweet and very dignified, and collectivity is good, and I'm very happy that people are doing so well in this thing. I'm very happy. May God bless you.